Okay, so we did what did we do? TTI TCB 1100 yesterday for the customer. So we're going to move on to another my sets. This is another one kindly donated by Alan. And it is, as you can see, a Jesan KT750 with instructions and circuit. And he did send also the mag mount and the rubber duck aerial. So if we can get this going properly, we will be doing the usual kind of on the air test, and then we'll be able to do a field test with it as an emergency set. I'm not going to do a field test as a walkie talkie, because so just take it off its nappy. We've done one of these before, but it must be quite some years ago. Now then, why has somebody drilled a hole through that? You know what, I came in here last night to pinch a pen. So you know what that means, don't you? I knew there were two on here, but there aren't now. I think there's a planet where pens go to, but this one's turned up. Is it the 22nd today? I don't know. Doesn't matter. 22 April 2023. X Allen. Box 31, if I remember right. Yeah. There's a PA amplifier in here as well. Eagle PA amplifier we'll be looking at on Mr. Chippy's bench. Oh no, it's not Kerno, it's Jesan. Distributed by Kerno. I knew there was Kerno in it somewhere. So they call it a walkie-talkie, but it's an emergency set really. So it does 13.8 volt. It takes 13.8 volts. So that's always nice to know. Hopefully it's the same polarity as whatever we've got on here. No, that's the 2.5mm one. And that's the 2.5mm one. Right, we've got it connected up to power, hopefully. How do we switch it on? Right, so we need the RCA stroke Motorola adapter, like we would with the realistic sets. Let's pop the squelch on for a moment. So we're going to end up with a bit of a lossy thing, so we'll be taking some of the readings with a pinch of salt, especially on receive. I really ought to make up an N lead to a BNC, but it won't change the performance of the radio, so what will change is what we read. Right, so it's picture in picture on, and press transmit and see what happens. Excellent, 3 watts I think that says. Oh, beyond 3. Yeah, dead on 3. 2.9, 2.9. £836 milliamps. And because I was going to say it's not 2781, but it is 2781. But some of these have high-low power, not some of these Jesan ones. Some of these type of sets, this doesn't. So it doesn't have that. Let's look at deviation. I'll have to tune it because we were last doing CPT. Wallow. It's just a little bit high, about 2.7 kilohertz. Alan, who kindly sent this, he's also sent another parcel yesterday. So once again, thank you, Alan. And amongst one or two other bits and pieces is a Uniden 400, which of course you'll know is a CPT only set, which is quite similar to a Uniden 200. So we'll be looking at that in due course. We won't be doing that. Frequency. When I find it on the system. It's supposed to be camera 2. 2779078. So I could do with pulling up a little bit. So we'll look at receive. We'll match that to what the set's working on for fairness. Turn the squelch down. Oh, I can't get a cyanide reading, can I? Because we need to get access to the speaker. Well, I'm just about here, 3.3 of a microvolt. So, not one of those. Doesn't have a TX light either. Well, that's got through a few of those. Oh, we can do squelch. You can hear the synthesizer running through these all the time. Move it up to the mic. It can be annoying if that annoys you. Squelch to full. Let's see what we need to come through. 3 microvolts. Got to appreciate what this is. You wouldn't want 100 microvolts. You certainly wouldn't want one of those squelches that never opens. Let's see what it is at the sensitive end of the band. Or sensitive end of the range, shall we say. .2 of a microvolt. Right, we'll open it up. See if we can keep the power on, because otherwise it's going to be this annoying going back to channel 9. So is it the front comes off, the back comes off? We're going to find out. It's like that, is it? It's a sandwich. So you can pop the speaker out. Which is okay on the transmitter, but not when you get to receive. So there's going to be the reference crystal. So you know what, while we see that immediately, we may as well put it on frequency. So if we go into transmit, oh, it's like that, is it? It's either one extreme or the other. I think we'll leave it at 29. Look at the circuit diagram. So we've previously scanned these from an instruction book. I like the way it says 26965. Well, we don't have that frequency on UK, so that just goes to show that they didn't clearly check what they were doing when they changed between the European model, which this would be, and the UK version. So if we look backwards from the transmit line, it's easy to spot it going backwards. We've got the aerial, we've got the filter, we've got the output transistor 2SC2078, we've got the driver 2SC2314, we've got the adjustable coil transformer there, and T8, T7, and T6, I think we could safe to say, and there we are, we have the VCO. So we will look at T6, which is going to be that one. It's going to transmit and just see whether we can get another 100 yards out of it. So it's already doing 3 watts. It's actually doing 3 point something with it open. That's peak. That was peak. That was peak. And that was peak. Just check we haven't got any silly coil shenanigans. Placement of these coils can be critical. Yes, I'd say we've got 3.5 there. And we'll just go, it's going to be fun, isn't it, going up and down the... Oh, I've gone and done that on 38. I didn't realise it had changed channels, because I had it flat down, and that's what's happened. Okay, we'll go through that again. 3.5. Right, see where we are on channel 1. 3.4. See where we are on channel 40. 3.45. So it's well balanced. And the current consumption now is 827. So we've actually brought the power up and brought the current consumption down, which you can often do if it was slightly off tune, because effectively you're going to have a bad SWR between stages. Now we need to sort out this deviation, which is a little bit over the top, with this strange hole in the grill. Wallow, wrong range, wallow. Just need to bring that down a fraction. There aren't going to be many adjustments in here, so I don't know what I'm looking at this for. Well, let's have a look. We've got a preset there. Well, that's the only preset I can see. So we'll try and do it with the oscillator. Let's try it there. Wallow, still over the top. Wallow, wallow. It's not enough now. Wallow, that's where we should be. Very minute bit that. So I can see me holding wires onto things, which are going to be good for a laugh when we get to the receive. I'm going to do the receive right now. So we'll put 2779125 on the signal generator, and we'll go to the oscilloscope, and I'll try and hold this wire in an appropriate place. We'll put a whacking great 100 microvolt S9 equivalent signal on. We can't hear anything because I've got the speaker connected. Try and hold that on one of those pins. It's picking up the earth through the aerial socket. So we've got to guess which is going to be the detector. Well, unless it's marked easily, it's transformer 4. To be honest, it is marked nicely. That looks like, you know, I just can't see. It's that one. That was absolutely spot on. Now we'll do cyanide. I just really couldn't really do it before with this. Just drop the squelch off. Right, well, at the moment, the 12 dB, it's doing 2.6. See if I can do lots of things with one hand. For 10, it's doing 2.4, and for 20, it's doing 7. You've got to take this with a pinch of salt because of the adapter. So let's do a tune, see whether that improves. We'll go over to the cyanide meter. That's it. So we'll redo the figures. So for 12 dB, we've now got 2.4. For 10 dB, we've now got 1.8. And 20. Now doing 2. No, it's not. It's doing 6.2. Good. So front end IF and 455 and decoupler or whatever, demodulator. What I'm talking about. I don't know whether he's changed the mic on that. Anyway, that works fine. And we'll put the bonnet down and plug the speaker back in. So basically we've gained an extra ½ watt out of the transmitter and a little tiny bit on the receiver, and we'll see how that works when I put it on the bench later on to do it on the air test. And I'll have Mr. Chippy go out with its mag mount, and we'll try it on that mag mount, see whether we get to scratchy corner or whatever. And it's nice. I do have one of these, but mine's nothing like as nice a condition. So I do appreciate that, and thanks again, Alan. And I never got any of the accessories. So we'll put this together. Change channel whilst putting it together. I think these are very late 90s. Wonder if there's any clue. The usual thing with the batteries, it's 10 alkaline. It's 10 rechargeable batteries, or it's 8 alkaline batteries. In fact, because this will work at 13.5 volts, you could actually put 9 alkaline batteries in, which would get a bit nearer the power. Couldn't put 10 alkaline batteries in, that would kill it. supposed to be 1 microvolt for 10 dB, but with the adapter tree you can't really tell. .40mm speaker, may be used from AC when used with an optional power supply. So it's nice to have the full instruction book, so I will scan that, which is certainly better than the 2 pages I had. It does enable me to email them to people for free when, you know, I've got quite a good library of instruction books. Right, so we'll swap the test instruments, we'll turn the instruments off, save a bit of electricity, and I'm trying to get the next stage of the organ video out. But I thought I'd put all the 4-foot flute pipes in on the grate, and then discovered I got I've got a gap of about 14 pipes. I went back in the storage shed. Lurking in a tea chest were the rest of the pipes. So this is what happens on organ jobs. One Anna Roger. Let's see what it sounds like to our hand portable. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2 1 2, and on here testing 1 2, 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Yeah, it's certainly transmitting all right. Sounds a bit bassy. Well, usual lot seems to be out there. Good. Oh, I'll tell you what, I can't put up with that. We'll put it onto Mega Chippy channel, which should be quieter. So it's only about 10:30 in the morning. Some of the bad buddies probably aren't out of bed yet. So I hope you enjoyed having a look inside that, because it's one of the newer ones. I'm sure they must be about 1989 or very early 90s. Somebody might put me right on it if they've got an advertisement showing them at that time. Thanks for watching the Jesan KT750 emergency set, and once again thanks to Alan for so kindly sending that.